my channel. So today's video is Charyssa's book of the month for the month of June, and that is Incomparable or Incomparable, however you want to say that, by the Bella Twins. I'm wearing Birdie Bee sweater today, even though it's really hot. It's kind of a loose sweater, so it's not too bad, but it's made really well and I really like it. Yep, Birdie Bee. I like to wear it off the shoulder just because it's a little like big in the neck, which is great if you want a bigger neck, but like I like to just wear it off my shoulder a little. I did my hair today, but it's already starting to fall, which is why I can't curl my hair. Anyways, before we get into the book, subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell button so you get notified when I upload, and check out my social media in the description box below. So, the Bella Twins, former WWE wrestlers and current now inductees into the Hall of Fame for WWE. They also own 2 wine companies, a hair care product line, and clothing line. They are entrepreneurs and amazing women. They're empowering and leave nothing left unsaid or undone, which is really, really cool. And to read their story, even though I know a lot of it because of Total Divas and Total Bellas and their podcast, their 2 TV shows and podcast, I thought I knew a lot about them, but reading this, there was definitely things that I didn't know or that they kind of touched upon in their other outlets but didn't really dive into until I read this. So if you're not a fan of the Bella Twins or WWE, you might want to skip this one, but I highly, highly recommend reading this book if you are a fan of either. I think they're courageous women. I think they're brave women. I think they've been through a lot, but I'm just going to read the last entry that Brie makes. It's kind of divided by the twins, so there'll be like, inside of one chapter there'll be like Nicole's perspective and then there'll be Brie's perspective to kind of like show the difference between them, even though because they're twins and they're compared by emotion and physical attributes all the time. It was kind of their way of saying, hey, we are different. So Brie. As has been said by many wise people in the world and many bumper stickers, be the change you want to see in the world. We feel like we've been put on earth to do exactly that. If we can change just one person's life, then it's worth it. We are pleasers, and we take care of people first. That has fueled us to work around the clock. We want to make sure to share, to be able to buy our friends dinner when they're stretched, to give someone a spare bedroom to crash in when they have nowhere else to go, to help the animals and the earth. We live happy, comfortable lives because we're always giving. We try not to keep it all for ourselves. I'm grateful for every day that I get to breathe. You only get so much time, so let's make every moment count. They really do instill in this book the realization that life is short and that we need to take every opportunity we can, and if we are told no, we need to fight for what we want, and we need to be brave enough to go after our dreams no matter the size and no matter what we come from. We can't let our victimhood get to us. We have to fight through it, and we can't let it define us. And they talk a lot about that in this book, and how no matter what you're told, you need to do everything you can to fight for what you want. And it's a really brave story. They're definitely really honest in this book. There's some things that Nikki talks about that she's never talked about before. Not even her mom knew until she read the book. It goes into Brie's high school sweetheart tragic death and how that affected her going forward, and even to this day in her marriage to her husband, and it really, really dives into their lives. It's a little repetitive, I'm not gonna lie. It's not overly repetitive, like it doesn't say the same thing over and over again. It just kind of instills the same idea over again, which is what they are. It's who they are, so you can't really fault them for that. But it is a little on the repetitive side that way. But it is an easy read. Each chapter, it's kind of long, but it's also broken up because it does go from one sister's perspective to another. So it kind of breaks up the chapter so they're easier to read, even though there is only 10 chapters in this book. Because it flips through their different perspectives, it breaks it up a little bit. And then, of course, like most memoirs, there's the pictures that you get as well to kind of break up the space. Their big entrance into Evolution against Ronda Rousey, which was an amazing fight if you watched it. So yeah, it's definitely a great book. I don't think I'd give it a 5 out of 5, maybe like a 3.54 out of 5 for this one, just because it is a little repetitive and a little, in some spots, vague, which I get because they couldn't get like permission from everyone to tell the story completely. But it's definitely a good read. It's definitely interesting if you're a fan of theirs, which, as you can tell, I am. So yeah, check out this book if you want to. My next book for the month of July is one of my favorite fiction books. It's the first series I completely read on my own. It's The River Academy. I love this book. They also made a movie, which is going to be my next sentence, that does not do this book justice at all. I really wish that they would either A, redo it, or B, make a TV show out of it, like they have for Shadowhunters and other books, because it deserves more than it got. But this is my July book, and I will see you next month for my recap. Mwah. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye, guys.